All right, so we're back, and we're just gonna keep diving deep into this topic of sexuality. It's Scorpio season, so it's only right. And I just wanted to start with my thoughts regarding sexuality, and I always link it to two things. I link it towards when I think about sexuality, I think about like privacy. I think about curiosity. You know, I think your sexuality is very much so connected towards your curiosity. And what I've discovered is that a person's sexuality is ever changing, and it's really based on who you've been able to attract in that manner. Because people will always say, I'm not fucking with that, that's not for me. Then they meet that particular person who, for lack of a better term, turns you out. You know? So,
I ain't gonna hold you. I when I was young and I was like, I'm never eating the box. This, that, and the
you know,
third.
it's almost like you want to say never. But, you know,
Certain things you gotta draw the line.
that's what I say. You know, you can speak open-mindedly or personally. I know he's got some disclaimers or whatever. So what's off limits?
Booty, no booty stuff. I don't play that booty business. That shit is out.
Okay.
You gonna catch the fade. You do that.
Now is this your booty, her booty?
I don't do no booties.
No booties.
She don't do nothing. Nah, I don't play that, bro. I
Now,
don't play that.
what if this is your partner? She's like, yeah, I get that, but it turns me on. I really want you to do it.
I'm not doing it.
You're just
I'm
not doing
standing
it.
my ground. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
What?
Now, have you ever had a Henny night to where you just...
I've had a Henny night, but
you know?
nah,
It's like,
hell no.
I'm just asking.
Hell
I'm just
no.
asking, bro.
I've had
I'm
Henny
asking.
nights, but bro, never took me to that extremity. Never,
Gotcha.
ever, not even once.
And you know,
It's like I don't get out of control. Like when I'm drunk, like I still be myself. When I'm drunk is when I go to sleep. That's how you know I'm drunk.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm still aware of everything that's
The
going
YOLO
on.
spirit doesn't kick in.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Bring your tongue here.
I think that would have to be like on some type of like shroom shit or like
Just something,
weed.
you know,
Something that I've
psychedelic
never
really
fucked
messing,
with for me to even go there.
So that's your thing, and so you feel like it's more. Is it the culture or
It's the culture.
It's the culture.
Definitely
Okay.
the culture.
Okay, and I think that's huge effect. You know what I'm saying? And you know, as we go in and we look at things from a psychological perspective, you know, you gain your morals from your culture and things like that. So, are there any limits? And mind you don't have to speak personally. Do you think that there are just some things that shouldn't happen sexually? Like I said, personally, or you know,
Charlie
See, that's funny. That's funny. I think for me, it goes back to what you said. Like it's a private thing,
right?
So like, I don't even want to put out there what I'm willing or not willing to do, because like, I don't think for me when it comes to engaging in a sexual activity, that is like. For me, that's the plus to being with a dope person. Shout out my baby. But that's
He got a cool points for that one.
like anything, say I do in the bedroom or vehicle for some people. I ain't never do that. But like that's I always had to open crap. Anyway, but like it's
Topping it with?
no. It's a private thing.
It's a private thing.
Like so like. And I feel like today, too many people like put it out there, like so, like
right.
So that's why, like, damn, who's the other guy that had allegation? No, that's dating a trans woman.
Malik Yoba.
So not everyone was aware of that.
Right.
But once that information was put out there, it's in the public, so it's open to public opinion.
Right.
Now all the scrutiny comes with it.
Yep.
Me, I avoid it all. You ain't gonna hear about my stuff.
Gotcha. So not just so there's nothing you feel like is off limits, or you.
I agree. I have to agree with my partner.
Okay. So you're willing to try it if she likes it, or if it pleases her.
I'm along the same lines of Da right now. Not really a butt stuff.
Right.
But I, to your point, sexuality is also always changing.
Always changing.
You get bored.
Right.
Porn is so much excessive to the point where people are now like exposed to it and now wonder, I wonder how this feels.
Right.
So like, I'm not gonna say it's off the table. I might be bored at 50 and like just like
put it
at
this
50
way.
I ain't gonna care.
So here's the thing. So it doesn't repulse you. That's it.
Repulse?
Yeah, like some people, like there's some people
Got you, Ted.
repulsed by feet.
He said abort by way abort.
There's some people repulsed by feet. I don't know if you're repulsed by the anus or whatever,
But-
like it makes you
Yeah,
you know?
To my point, I'm just not saying like yes or no. I'm just saying like
yeah. So I
if
got you.
if it happens,
It happens. Got you.
That's why.
a discussion afterwards is gonna ensue.
Right.
But see, that I think all right. So that's where I was gonna lead in.
Mhm.
Forget the private part, but to directly answer your question, and then to piggyback off what you just said, I think the discussion needs to happen prior to. Right, I think two people to understand on what. So first, I'm gonna say there is no boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
I think if two people have that communication, right, that's the foundation of a relationship. If you can have that communication, right, and you guys are understanding each other's curiosity,
Right.
and you have a level of understanding between one another,
Right.
then go there. You
Right.
take it there, wherever
Right.
y'all want to take it, whatever is okay with y'all, which is kind of why I have a friend who's in the DS lifestyle. So like, I hear him talk and I'm starting to understand a little bit more. I thought I'd like never, that's not for me personally, but when I used to see it on the outside looking in, I'm like, I don't see why nobody would do that. But I'm starting to understand,
right.
because they have a line of
Right,
communication open and a level of understanding between them two,
Right.
that allows them to go there.
Go
That
there.
allows him to have a chain on her out in
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying,
Right, right.
or allow or just allows for their relationship to manifest itself outside of the bedroom, and then manifest itself very frequently in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying?
But to that same point, I feel like sex is a spectrum. Communication is kind of a spectrum too.
Yeah.
What about those moments where, or not even that, what if your partner is super submissive, right? And like, you just get it in your head to try something, and then your partner ends up liking it. Like, there was no communication prior, it happened in the moment.
Right. That's the
Like those moments happen.
Mhm.
Sometimes they go right, sometimes they go wrong. And I'm just saying it. I don't think it's all like that. Like I feel like you should get to the point where you understand your partner to the point where like what's yay or nay.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's what you said.
sometimes there's like this gray area that y'all both haven't explored. And what if just on a Henny night you just try some shit?
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. That's how the first I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, let's get to it. Yeah, they don't look, y'all. Like, if anyone go back and always watch our videos, I'm always 110% honest. I talk about me. I ain't gonna lie. I ate butt one time, right?
Okay.
And it wasn't like I was just digging all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Look. See now, look.
It's
there
all
they go.
good.
So,
Yo, talk
I'm
your
cool.
truth,
I'm
bro.
cool with it, right? So,
Talk
no, I was just eating it from the back. You know what I'm
That's why
saying?
your beard's so strong,
And yeah, I was sauce. I was, and I honestly, I told her that I wasn't with it because I've never done it before prior. We kind of had a conversation about
you knew
it
she liked
prior.
it. Right.
I knew it happened to her before, and it kind of, she was kind of.
Right.
It happened to her once, and it kind of like excited her for it to happen again.
Right.
So now a couple of months into our relationship, too, we doing. You know what I'm saying? I was sauce one night, and I'm not saying that's an excuse.
Credit card swipe.
Yeah, that's kind of how it happened.
I was about to add you slipped.
I ain't gonna lie.
Slipped,
That's
yeah.
really, and I saw her body react to what I just did, and I said, "Oh my God, I got control." What?
Yeah.
And then from there, a couple of like a minute or two going to work real quick from now just the whole area from the front. You don't just stick to the butt. You know what I'm saying? You work the whole area, and so I had a positive experience with me just trying, and I now that has been the only. I'm gonna be honest too. That's been the only time it has happened.
Hey, but my whole thing
but
is,
I've had a positive experience. So what I do know now is if I get to the level with someone else, with another female, and she does like it, I'm okay with doing it.
Okay.
Right.
I'm okay with doing it.
right.
I'm cool with it.
This is
You
you
wanna
know.
know-
Hold
you
on
know
one
what?
second, bro. Let me make this statement because my audience, we have a science. So aspects tell the whole thing, people. There's sexual chemistry. There are things that, what's the saying? Every girl's a freak. It just takes the right one regular.
Okay.
So I think there are things that you're willing to do with person A that you're not gonna do with person B.
True.
So that's why I say, ultimately, with sexuality, you could never say never, but there are certain things with. I feel like you could define within yourself. That's why I asked you earlier. Are you repulsed by it? Because there are certain things that speak here. Like as a man, don't even like grab my waist. It just feels weird. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't want anything in that area. You get what I'm saying? So you personally have to know, like, I'm all right. You get what I'm saying? Like that's not for me, or that doesn't arouse me. You get what I'm saying? But ultimately, I would say this: the biggest thing with sexuality and others is open communication and honesty. We all have to be in a place where we can say, yo, I like this particular thing, and you be able to respond like, that's all right. I'm not down for that though. That kind of passes my limits or whatever. But one of the things that we do in this world is that we attach so much like shame to particular things. You get what I'm saying?
I apologize.
So
for that.
I don't feel no type of my full encouragement. I'll just reiterate: define what is for you and what's not for you, and just be open. Create an atmosphere where your partner can express themselves. And if you're with someone who you just know you can't, more than likely that's not a healthy situation. All right? So, we could be here and we could want to judge people, but some of the happiest couples are the ones who do some of the freakiest shit. You get what I'm saying? Because they feel open, they feel free enough to express that part of themselves with the other. You know what I'm saying? So I think, it's just one of those things it's a spectrum, and it's hard to limit yourself because you really never know. But sexual chemistry is indeed real.
Alright, so I'm gonna get a little quick anatomy, nutrition class. You know, we all human beings, right? And you're gonna ingest the food that you eat, whatever you drink, and our human bodies, we can't break down lactase. We can't break down certain foods. So either it's excreted through urine or throughout fecal matter. And my thing is, I know we both humans. So I know you gotta take a doo-doo. That's the doo-doo shooter, man. I can't put my tongue down there, bro. That's the first thing I think about. I think about little ass dingleberries, and I'm just like, nah, dog. I can't do it.
And that's
Can't do
if
it.
it repulses you, that's that's your particular thing. There was another part of the Tank interview where he talked about, getting his ass ate by a woman, and then that also coming back to him, low key being sus or whatever. And I just think it's just one of those. I just think it's one of those.
No, I'm
things.
touching on your point. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's one of those things we have to all just understand that different people have different preferences and they're open on whatever levels that they're open. So I'm just basically saying that doesn't make the dude yet.
Okay. And what I was gonna say is that like I had this conversation with some of my boys from college, and my friend brought up like he was saying like mouth is mouth, ass is ass. So like in the sense that like trying to defend Tank in the sense that like saying whether he's gay or not, but like with the spectrum the way it is it about the action, the person you do it with, or a combination of both? Like there's so many things that get tied into it, but I feel as men, the standard we have to live by, if you ain't here,
right,
everything gray area to white.
And I'm just standing on
other.
the fence that there's someone out there that will. It's like you could call it your kryptonite or whatever. They a female, a male, or you to a female, a female to you. That someone, and we call this Pluto aspects, right? They have the upper hand. You're gonna do whatever to please them. They're gonna get you to that point. There. So, like I said, it's all boils down to sexual chemistry. But then you have the fetish people who just want the act done.
Let me ask you this. Hey, Mike, what up? But let me ask specifically them two, because I kind of know you're saying you're very firm in what you're saying. But what? Because we all come from that same toxic masculinity culture, right? So what can y'all point to, like a single thing that? Because I can. Can y'all point to something specific that like help begin to shift your toxic masculinity? Now let's also make sure we bring in some healing, like let's make sure we give some context and some positive for people.
I think for me, I'll just say getting older. You get older, you should become less ignorant as you get older, because you're being exposed to more. I guess, and then it's like groups of people. So when I was in college, I was in a poetry group. And, one of the dudes in there, he was homosexual, but it wasn't what you had said earlier. The look. He wasn't scrawny. He wasn't scrawny. Okay, yeah. He was a man. He was a man, and I was around him. I was like, this dude is cool. Like I never felt uncomfortable. And then from there, I think, So just being at the same time being aware that being around him, I might be, perceived or whatever. But like I said, as you get older, you care less about what other people think. You're more comfortable in your own skin. Right. So I think experience helped. Just experience with different people, and that's another reason why people who are like not necessarily like religious or overly cultural are more open-minded.
Yeah, and along with that, exposure, because say you're exposed to these individuals with the mindset, and I actually took a woman and genders course in college, so like all this was like thrown at me, and like being one of many men in the classroom, like oftentimes like your mental process was put to the table and questioned. So like that helped me evolve it, and ultimately like what I choose for me, what I'm attracted to is for me. I don't place that on other people. Right. Like that's for them to determine. And I feel like a lot of it is that we're placing the expectations of ourselves on other people. So like people could do what they want.
That just goes back to society exploiting everything and forcing it out there. Like I said, it's supposed to be something private. No one's really supposed to know what you're doing behind closed doors except for you and the person.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But we live in a day and age where everything is always telephone out, telephone this.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So everything is always being exploited. There's no sacredness for, and that's the key.
That's the key
for relationships.
Yeah,
keep your relationship your relationship. That way you don't have nobody butting in. That's how you keep a strong relationship. I'm married. I'm married to my wife. We've been together for 7 years. Yeah. Feel me? I don't tell people about our encounters because that's nobody's business.
Right, and most are not gonna ask you. But we're getting ready to cap it. Feel free, chime in, let us know anything off guards for you sexually. How do you acknowledge any toxic masculinity traits within yourself? Until next time, we'll be back.
4K, we out.
Peace.